and Cooley.
Okay, is everyone ready? Can you hear me? A young boy comes home from school one day and he asks his father, "Dad, how much does it cost to get married?" His father ponders the question and eventually responds with, "I don't know. I'm still paying for it." Now, I'm not married and I don't know much about being married, but from my father I have learned that husbands are not allowed to make jokes like that. And this man very easily could have avoided this circumstance if he had asked himself a few questions. The four-way test, created by Herbert Taylor, was designed to help businesses make better decisions, but it also works for individuals. The four-way test is very simple. It's 4 questions. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial for all concerned? If the answer to all of these questions is yes, then you're making the right decision. Not only for a business, but also for individuals and even for judicial systems. But Herbert Taylor created the four-way test for his business. And as a direct result, he was incredibly successful because he thought about his consumers whenever he made decisions. And Forbes magazine on May 5th of 2016 released their list of the most ethical companies in the world. On that list, of course, was Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is one of the most renowned fast food chains in the United States, and for good reason. Not only is their food incredible, but their service is nearly always perfect. Whenever you look at Chick-fil-A's model, it is clear that they consider their audience and they consider their consumers whenever they make decisions. Do they tell the truth? Yes. Are they fair to everyone involved? I would say yes. Do they build goodwill and better friendships? Definitely. And for the last question, well, you can really only be harmed if you overeat, but that's not their fault. Chick-fil-A and every other company on this list focuses on the consumer and is able to see direct success. But it doesn't only work for businesses. The four-way test is also important for individuals, regardless of their field of interest. Take into account a man named Lecrae Moore. Now, Lecrae began his life as a rapper, but actually, during college, he converted to Christianity. As you can imagine, these two aspects of his life saw a lot of clash, and he had to develop as an individual in order to reconcile his life. Now, Billboard magazine actually interviewed Lecrae on December 12th, 2015, and asked how he was able to eventually see his success. He said that in 2012, he made his music so that he could make a point. And whenever he made his music, he was often saying things that were derogatory to the other people within his groups. But then he had to think about why he was making music. And from what he said, the only reason he was able to see any personal success and eventually even win several Grammys was because he thought about other people when he made his decisions. He created his music to help not only himself, but also his listeners. And that is why he's not only a successful musician, but also a successful Christian, even appearing on Billy Graham's farewell video recording. Lecrae was able to see great success because he focused not only on himself, but on everyone else in making ethical decisions. But the third and final example of how the four-way test is incredibly important, not only for individuals, but for entire countries, is in the country of Ghana. Now, Ghana, unfortunately, is located in Africa. And Africa is known for not only being incredibly corrupt in nearly every country, but more specifically, for struggling with their judicial systems. But Ghana doesn't have this issue. In fact, in the last 20 years, they restructured their entire judicial system with 4 questions at the core. That's right. The Bogosa Sun on June 5th of 2014 said that Ghana's judicial system funds billboards across the entire country that simply display 4 questions. and those are the 4 questions of the 4-way test. Their entire judicial system is founded on the Rotary 4-way test and on the words of Herbert Taylor. And as a result, that country is known not for punishing, but for rehabilitating their criminals. They have the lowest turnover rates and one of the most successful systems in the entire continent. Whenever you look not only at businesses like Herbert Taylor and Chick-fil-A have experienced, but also with people such as Lecrae and countries like Ghana, the 4-way test doesn't only help you make ethical decisions, it helps you reach ultimate success.